Gita is a book on life, and life is not a book. How Gurudev puts it. Therefore, read, listen, reflect. Swami, I don't see all those words there. No, I'm reading from my mind also. So, read, reflect, listen, come to live the Gita way of life. See the difference it brings to your inner personality, him and I, mind into it, and equally the outer world around you. So it's a Gita is a book on life. What is life? We don't know. You're alive? You're alive, isn't it? Any doubts? Many people say, Swamiji, after when they come back from work, they say, Swamiji, they tell their wife, I am dead. He's saying, I am dead. So we know we are alive, but what is life? We know not. When we don't know even life, how to know even the mechanism of life? So to know the mechanism of life is the Gita. So what is life? We don't know. Therefore, just as in science and mathematics, the unknown is always indicated by X. In mathematics, X, Y, Z. So too, in spirituality, the life we don't know. So our rishis, they indicate the life as O. Why not Krishna, Rama? If you say Krishna, then Rama Bhaktas or Shiva Bhaktas, they may get angry. If you say Shiva, then Krishna Bhaktas, Rama Bhaktas. So what you call as Rama, what you call as Shiva, what you call as Krishna, in one word it is called Shiva Rama Krishna. South Indian names are like that. All three in one. Shiva Rama Krishna. All are indicated by the same symbol O. And the BMI chart indicates, gives out the mechanism of life. If you know the mechanism of life, we can live a beautiful life. That's what the entire, this is, by the way, to tell you the truth, 12th chapter is my first chapter I listened from Gurudev. How many of you also had the same experience? What is your first chapter? 12th chapter? Because Swami always took first. Whenever he went first place, he took 12th chapter first. And morning will be Kenopanishad. So morning Kenopanishad, evening Gita chapter 6, chapter 12. And you all brought your notes and also first point you should note down. Chapter 12 starts immediately after chapter 11. You should write down that point. It's a very important point. And what is there to write down? On 11, 12, we know. Do you think we know numbers? But in thought content, thought sequence. So 12th chapter comes immediately after 11th chapter. Because you know why Gurudev used to say that always. Because the very first verse that starts. When the first verse starts, you will know. So put the first verse. So we'll do from the beginning. How the children start. Put that beginning also. So we will chant this first portion together. How many of you are participating in the Gita chanting competition? Adults. Only adults I am asking. Children, once adults participate, children will automatically. So only few adults? Okay, those who have not raising your hands, register next year. Next year means January 1st. Oh, next year, Swami, okay, not this year. Next year means January 1st, Jan 1. So we'll chant the first portion together. But Swami, chanting is very difficult for me. If you chant every day, even reading is allowed. Because I saw our capacity. So it's a reading. Then even reading people can't do. Okay, writing.
Tomorrow.
Best is
Assuming it's placed where it is.
memory, comprehension. That's the top. Then below comes reading and comprehension. Then comes just memory. That's for small kids, children. Then writing. Especially this chapter. If this one chapter 12 is in your life is set. That's the glory. So this chapter is very, very important. So we start, because we have only 4 days. I have only 4 days to cover. So I should do how many verses per day?
1, 6, 21.
5, 4, 6. Depends how it goes. How you encourage me. Well, Swami, we should encourage you naturally. You should inspire me. Yeah. Even if you are sleepy, what you should do? Don't do Kotumai loud. Loud. People are there so loudly they do yawning. Silently, if you swallow your yawning, I don't mind. Loudly. Inspiring others. So therefore,
1, 6.
you can yawn through your nose. No one knows. Good. So we will chant together the first portion. Then the verses we will read. Ready? Om Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha Srimad Bhagavad Gita Atha Dvadashodhyayaha Bhakti Yogaha. Now please repeat. Arjuna Uvacha Evam Satata Yuktaye Bhaktastvām pariyupāsate Ye chāpyaksharam avyaktam Teshām ke yoga vittamaha. Good. So why I said Gita chapter 12 comes immediately after chapter 11? So chapter 11 is a chapter of bankruptcy. I don't know what it is. I only heard chapter 11, so I don't know the details of that. But chapter 11 means that when the ego becomes bankrupt. It's in a positive sense. But nowadays bankruptcy also is not real bankruptcy. They are well off. Isn't it? So many very rich people have taken bankruptcy. And still they are rich. So if you are bankrupt, how can you be rich? Maybe in this sense. So if the ego becomes bankrupt, because Arjuna was a Vedic student. Vedic student means it's not that Arjuna was interested, like you are also. Are you interested in our ancestor, Arjuna? But he was a dynamic man of action. He had to listen to Pandits. No choice, because Bhishmacharya, he was the warden. He was in charge of all. He had no children. Look at his prarabdha. He was not married. Let's say like my condition. 1,000 children. Isn't I have you complain managing 2 or 1 child. 1 or 2 also you complain. 1,000 kids. Look at my condition. But I am very cheerful still. So, and they said, oh Swami, you only take the best part of it, only when the children are very happy and all you do. And you should see when they are going through tough times and all. So tough times also children meet me. So I tell them that time the experience got tough. When the experience are tough, who gets going? So be tough. Because Lord is, or God, Ishvara is such, He cannot give you which you cannot handle. You may think I cannot handle this, but He will not give you first of all if you cannot handle. If you are getting it means you have the capacity and the ability to handle it. Even right now, if you think, oh this experience I can't handle, understand. It will not come to you if you cannot handle. So your own ego starts despising you, depreciating your ability and capacity. So God will not give you which you cannot handle. So 11th chapter is coming because Arjuna had a vision. He was a Vedic student. When he was living there, Bhishmacharya used to invite any Pandit passing by in Hastinapur. He'll invite the Pandit, visiting professors. And these Pandits were more interested in exhibiting their knowledge. Not interested whether you understand or not. And moreover, the audience, their nature is, more they cannot understand, more they appreciate the speaker. Have you seen that? Oh, what a Pandit, what a Pandit, what did he say? Oh, it was remarkable, great. But what did he say? No, you should come and listen. You also say like that, I think, when you go back home. How was Swami? Swami said, wonderful. What did Swami say? Oh, this is so beautiful, wonderful. But what did he say? No, you also should come and listen. That's a good way to tell. So you can encourage others. So the Pandits they were giving their ideas, they want to exhibit their knowledge. So all the Pandits were emphasizing what? Reject the world of names and forms. Reject the plurality to realize the reality. Plurality means only names and forms. Minus names and forms, what is there? The world, your world. Remove the names and forms. So the underlying principle is the reality, the substratum. Upon it, all the names and forms superimpose. So the Pandits, they always emphasize. This is the traditional beaten path of the Vedic tradition. Reject the plurality to realize the reality, the nameless, formless reality. This is Arjuna has been hearing from his childhood onwards. But in chapter 10 and 11, he had the grand vision. The vision of the one in the many. Chapter 10. And chapter 11, many in the one. Chapter 10, one in the many. The one in the many. And chapter 11, many in the one. One in the many, one gold in all ornaments. Whatever ornament you can name it based on the form. Earring, nose ring, necklace. These are the three things we knew before. Now, eyebrow ring, cheek ring, lip ring, tongue ring. I am not joking. So, any ring, one gold in all the ornaments, one clay in all clay utensils, cup, saucer, jug, jar, plate, whatever you name. All names and forms of clay utensils are nothing but clay itself, one clay. You know the law number 2? What's law number 2 of the causation? Law number 2 of causation. Hey, Swami, what is law number 1, Swami? You have already gone to law number 2. We don't know what is law number 1. What is law number 1? Effect cannot be without cause. Simple, isn't it? Clay utensil, gold ornament cannot be without clay utensil, cannot be without clay. Gold ornament cannot be without gold. Law number 1. Law number 2. Effects, plural. Effects are nothing but that cause itself in different forms. All the clay utensils are nothing but that clay itself in different forms. This is law number 2. So, we always hear God is the cause of the universe. So we all from childhood onwards we have been hearing God is the cause, God is the cause. But our question is, Swami, where is God? Does he have any email address, Twitter, text, SMS, anything to contact him? Email, Gmail, God mail. Is there any like? That's why they say, what is law number 2? So we think God, all look up, oh God. Have you seen anybody say, oh God? Down, anybody? When the spouse makes a mess in the kitchen, oh God, that's a different, that's not really invoking God. Whenever you invoke God, oh God, oh Lord, all go up. Why? And your child asks, Mom, where is God? Badal ke upar, above the clouds. This is what we have been hearing. I too thought very true, because after Dheerananda movies and all gods are above the clouds. Hindu gods. All Hindu gods above the clouds. And first time when I went on plane, I demanded a window seat. Why? To see God. That was my only purpose of going in the plane. And it was only 1 hour flight. So, by the time it took up to above the clouds, it took 20 minutes. So I had 10 minutes I was watching this side, right side. I couldn't see. Even Narada I did not see. The Narayan, name Narada. I thought maybe he passed on the left side. So I asked, the old lady was sitting on the left. I asked, I want to sit down there. Would you please give me? She was so kind and compassionate. Okay, beta. By the time she got up from the seat, I jumped on the seat and started looking. And she moved. By the time she moved to the seat, their next seat, it took time. Please come. See, South Indian cannot talk without moving the hands, I think. You tie the hands of a South Indian, he can't talk. So if you want a South Indian not to talk, what you should do? Tie his hand. Oh, you are wondering why am I saying this? It fell down. I should keep like this. That's why I kept that very far. And then, So South Indian is very tough. Now, what point was going on? Left side I was searching. I didn't see. The plane came down the clouds. Maybe the gods were in a conference. That's why no God was available outside. So that's our understanding. But why is we look up? Oh God. Anything that is noble, greater, nobler is always looked up. Isn't it? Anything nobler is up. That's why, oh Lord, up, not down. That's the idea behind. Not that we should not say, but we should understand why up. So God is the cause of the universe, we have heard. But where is He? That's what the second law gives the difference. Immediately get a glimpse of it. What is the second law? Effects are Nothing but that very same cause in different forms. So that same cause is appearing as all this. The same gold is appearing as all the ornaments. The same clay is appearing as all clay utensils. So this vision Arjuna had in chapter 10, he saw the one in the many. And chapter 11 is much more, is because of Krishna's grace and blessings, Arjuna had that vision. The many, he saw in Krishna all. So the one in all in one. So the one in all in one. In fact, one is all is one. In Krishna you will experience that. So and Arjuna is a man of dynamism. Whatever he had at that vision, when people have that vision, they want to implement that vision. So since Arjuna had that vision, Arjuna is very straightforward. Whatever he has in his mind, he will express. Rujutvat Arjuna, straightforward. So since he had that vision, he saw the one in the many in the one. So evam, that's why it starts the chapter 12. Evam means thus. Thus means, how can you start it? Suppose I start this talk. Thus I am taking Gita chapter 12. What will you learn? What does thus means? First of all, thus means, in Tamil, thus means ippadi. Tamil. Telugu dazu. Why you take so long time? So simple. Telugu. So need not worry at all. Dazu. Therefore I am taking chapter 12. So what do you mean therefore you are taking chapter 12? What will you understand? Because Gita chapter is the competition chapter, therefore you will not think about chapter 11 and all. For Arjuna there is no competition. Gita chanting competition. For you, because Gita chanting competition, therefore I have to musibat. I have to study. And my child is such, my child asks questions. The Chinmaya mission has injected into him to ask questions. And they ask parents. So you children don't understand any point, ask parents. And parents ask Swamiji. No, you also attended. If you have not attended, then you can say. Then I know why you have not attended. You have not attended. So, since Arjuna saw Evam is like this, so very last chapter, last verse you should have in your mind. In chapter 11 there are how many verses? Speed limit verses. What is the speed limit? General speed limit. So, verse 55, Krishna concluded the chapter saying, Mat karma krit, Mat paramaha, Mat bhaktaha, Sangha varjitaha, Nirvaira sababhuteshu, Yaha, Sat mamiti. This he said in the concluding verse of chapter 11. Arjuna heard it. You said, because he had that vision also. What vision? He saw the one in the many in the one. Since he had that, so he had the Vedic path, what did he hear? The traditional path. Reject the plurality to realize the reality. This is what he has heard. Now when he saw, he himself experienced that the Lord himself is all this. When God himself is BMI and OET, deliberately I am skipping PFT. That it is your contribution. So God himself is BMI and OET. If he himself is BMI and OET, why should I reject him to realize him? doubt that comes in his mind. That's why when you are listening the Gita and all the one by one, so 10th chapter when you see, God says, I am this, I am this, I am this in all. So one in the many. He is hiding behind every name and form. And all Krishna could show in his own body. Imagine that vision what Arjuna must have had, Vishwarupa Darshan. It happened in India. Gurudev was going in the car. My father was with him. So as they were going to a place somewhere in South India, I don't want to tell the place at all, you will start. So the military people have organized a talk. And when Swami reached the place, and my father saw that the host where Swami is going to stay, the bathroom was horrible. And in the bedroom, mosquito net, if you tap the net, you can see dust coming out. That unclean place. So father asked Swami, this place is very dirty, how will Gurudev stay in this? Swami said, it's okay, one day it's fine, I will adjust. Then with Gurudev, some few ladies also came. Swami called the organizers. So these 3 ladies are there, please arrange a family or something to stay or host them in a secure place. This is Swami, we were not told we can't host at the last moment. They had the audacity to say, because you will not host, no Swami, we can't, it's not possible now. Okay, we will go from here. Where will you? We will go. Why you go? But Swami, you have organized your talk about thousands of people are waiting for you. Swami said, let 1,000 wait, 3,000 wait, we are going. And when the news spread out that Swami is leaving, and the military people, they came in the front of the car. Swami sat in the car is going, and the military people in the front. And Swami saw that. He told the driver, stop the car. And driver stopped. And Swami got down the car. And he told the people in the car, sit inside. And he went in the front. And he started walking in the front. And he told the driver, you come behind me. The car was going behind him and Swami walking in the front. As he is walking in the front, the people slowly moved. And the car went. Swami sat in the car. That courage, that fearlessness. And then he reached another place. And then back from that place they reached Chennai. In Chennai, Gurudev was giving chapter 11. So my father told Swami, I have to go back to Hyderabad. And Swami said, hey, chapter 11 I am giving. Don't you want to see the Vishwarupa Darshan? And my father said, Swami, yesterday I saw. Okay, you can go. See that? So, who can give him he was the embodiment of fearlessness. So that was Vishwarupa Darshan. So, Arjuna saw in Lord Krishna all. So naturally he is asking, so when I know you are all this, why should I reject you to realize you? Why not recognizing you in all the names and forms? And transact, serve the names and forms, worship the names and forms, recognizing you behind the names and forms. So there seems to be another path. The traditional path may be reject the names and forms to realize the nameless, formless reality. That is the orthodox method. This may be unorthodox, meaning recognizing Him in and through the names and forms. It may be unorthodox. And it may be totally opposite, because that is infinite, this is finite. That is nameless, formless, this is formful, nameful. Total opposite in nature. But it is you, I am seeing you. So when you say idol worship, it is not idol we worship. What we see behind the idol or the deity. The deity we worship is not that name and form. What is behind? This was very shocking to me first time. Taxi drivers, they come to, I was in the ashram, a taxi driver came to pick me up from the Sandipani ashram to airport. So he sat, I was made, generally I want to sit in the front, but he had a lot of stuff in the front, so I could sit in the front. So he asked me, he made a nice, what do you call, even a taxi driver, they put nice blanket and all, because they know Swami is coming. So I sat at the back, and he sat down, and then he, Swamiji, Hari Om, he said. Sitting in the car, looking in the front, Hari Om, Swamiji. And I am looking at him, and he is saying, Hari Om, Swami. What is he looking? At the rear view mirror. But his action is in the front. He is looking in the front, acting in the front. But what is he seeing? Behind. So the idol worship is like looking at the rear view mirror. You are looking in the front. What are you seeing? Behind. Your own self. The self is imperceptible. It will come. It's unmanifest. You can't see it manifest. So since you cannot see it, what do you have to do? You can feel it. You can try to think of it in a very different angle. So worshipping a deity, worshipping a murti is the technique. As long as we have a mind, mind means names and forms. Mind means thoughts. Thoughts means, what is a thought? What is it? You all think, isn't it? How many thoughts do you think? Thought, oh thought. What is a thought? I hear something, what is a thought? I never thought. What is a thought? Consciousness plus object is called thought. What I don't understand. Consciousness plus object is equal to thought. Thought minus object is equal to math and all, I don't know. Like you, I don't know math. This I memorized, therefore I am telling you. Conscious of object is called a thought. If you are not conscious of object, no thought. Can you believe that? Conscious of object is called a thought. If you are not conscious of an object, no thought. Do you want an example? If you don't want an example, I can go ahead. You want an example? Because I prepared. Okay, all of you, I'm giving you a few seconds. Think of Ko Basava. Think. Ko Basava. Think. What is Ko Basava? Okay, if you can't think of it, think of Sobakava. Think of Sobakava. Anybody thought of Sobakava? Anybody? That means your neck and all is very good condition, your neck. Sobakava is a Japanese pillow. Japanese pillow is called Sobakava. Now I told you. What? So Swamiji, what is the Kobasava? Kobasava is nothing. It's the ulta of a Sobakava. There is nothing, no object of Kobasava. But Sobakava is a Japanese pillow. When I say Japanese pillow, immediately an object comes in your mind. It may not be Sobakava pillow. Your own dirty pillow comes in your object. Object has come. Because the thought comes, thought and object. No object, no thought. When I said pillow, pillow, thought. See that? So, conscious of an object is thought. So, mind means what? Thoughts. Thoughts means what? Objects. So as long as we have a mind, we are using the mind, thoughts are its nature. Mind means flow of thoughts. So Arjuna wants to know which path is nobler. Who are the best knowers of the yoga? Those who reject the names and forms, those who reject the plurality to realize the reality. Are they great knowers? Are they better knowers of yoga? Or those who are recognizing Him in and through the names and forms and serving the names and forms, are they better knowers? See the question? See, evam satata yuktaya. Satata yukta means ever steadfast with this understanding. What understanding? That you alone are all this. Therefore, mat karma krit. I am doing for your sake. All my karmas, my perceptions at the physical level, my performances at the action level, my feelings, my thoughts at the M&I level, all are for your sake. How many of us do you do karmas for God's sake, for the sake of the Lord? Bhagavan's sake, do you do karma? No, sorry. Bharya sake, putra sake, putri sake. Bharya sake is only 6 months before marriage and maybe six years after marriage. Then you become putra sake, putri sake. Isn't it? For the sake of the Lord, anybody acting? Because I don't know what He is. Now you get to know. Because here in Chinmaya Mission especially, the identification as a parent is very glorious. So you see Balavihar, whether you, Gita you may not want it, you may not want spiritual, but you want your child to have all the religious education. My child should know. What about you? मेरा तो हो गया सामने. So as an identification as a parent, it's a glorious identification. But add to it, what? That the Lord Himself is appearing in front of me as my child. So recognizing Him in your child and then serving the child. That's a vision. You are replacing the earlier vision. Not attachment, like Dhritarashtra type attachment. So if you have love for your child, you will do what is good for your child. If you have attachment, then you want the child to be happy and you want the child to love you, respect you and listen to you. Why? Because then only I can give. So the child knows if I do whatever my dad says, if I do, he will give me whatever I want. iPhone 10. Now what? iPhone 11? What has come now? The moment you buy 10, 11 comes. What is all this? So love means you will always do the right thing. Love definition you should understand. Love and attachment. Attachment means you want. Love means I give. I don't want anything. I want my child to be great. I want my child to be a law-abiding citizen. Therefore, I do what the child needs. It comes more and more details. So, Krishna, Arjuna had that vision, doing for the Lord. So, Mat Karma Krit, you had said, hey Krishna, Mat Paramaha, taking me as a supreme goal. You are my supreme goal. How many of you take God as a supreme goal? Your goal in life. What is your goal in life? Your parents all the time, you should be a doctor. You should be an engineer. You should be a lawyer. I don't know whether parents said you should become Swamiji. When I said you should be a doctor, you should be a lawyer, you did not laugh at all. You should be Swamiji. Why are you laughing? Because that goal also is not very clear, isn't it? It's not very clear. Doctor, very clear. He gets a license to murder. Lawyer, you also know, he can lie and do it. He make a guilty, not guilty, not guilty, and a not guilty, guilty. He can do and do anything. Lawyer also. An engineer, he can damn everything. I mean, build a dam. Swami, what will Swami do? You don't know. Therefore, that goal also is not very clear. But God is my goal. But Krishna told, Arjuna said, you told me, hey Krishna, mat karmakrit, you told me, mat paramaha, you as the supreme goal, mat bhaktaha, be devoted to me. Sangha varchita, devoid of any attachment. Nirvaira sarvabhuteshu. Nirvaira means without any vairatva. Vaira meaning, in Tamil, vaira is a different meaning. Vaira is, in Tamil, diamond. In Sanskrit and Telugu, vaira means vairamu. Enmity. Except Tamil. Because I think for Tamil people, enmity is diamond. I don't know. Especially in marriage and all, they sell that openly they tell. So the girl is பொண்ணு ரொம்ப கற்பா இருக்கா, பிரைட் சீன், பொண்ணு கற்பா இருக்கா, வைர மூக்கத்தி போட்டா நல்லா இருப்பாங்க. How the different? I don't understand it. The girl is black, but if you put a diamond nose ring, she will be beautiful. How? Is their logic? Anyway, so vaira there, not that vaira, not Tamil vaira. Sanskrit or Telugu means without enmity. Sarva bhuteshu, all beings, nirvairatva. No enmity towards any being. If this one quality we have, our event will be peaceful. Moment you hate somebody, what happens? Entertain. Remember a person whom you are hating. Entertain that thought in your mind. You start biting your teeth. Your mind start agitating. Especially when you start hearing that person is going up. You start hearing his glories. You start seeing his name in newspaper and all. You start burning here. And that person doesn't even know that you are burning. So whenever you are burning in hatred, you should call that person. Say, I am hating you, I am burning. You should tell him. At least he also can share a little bit. But I don't think you can do that. You suffer. So for your own sake, if that other person may deserve all my hatred, because he has done such things which deserves all hatred, but I don't want to suffer. Why should I agitate my mind by entertaining the thoughts of hatredness? And when I recognize he himself in that person, how can I hate my Lord? How can I hate him? Isn't it? Because he himself is appearing as that. Maybe that dose I needed, what he did to me, maybe that was a medicine. You know, some medicines are very bitter. Or some medicines, most of the medicines are bitter. They tell me, Swami, for diabetes, Karela is very good. I said, Karela juice I like only if it is feet. They were doing Pada Puja in Karela juice. I don't know what it is. But as long as the feet, I know that I am not a tree. Tree is called Padapa. Padapa means it drinks from the feet. But I am not a tree, I don't drink from the feet. Therefore, I don't mind if you put your feet in the Karela juice, and then we'll keep some snacks in front of you. While you're eating the snacks, your feet is drinking Karela juice, and you are eating. No, I don't mind that. If anybody wants to do that, but first the snacks, what snacks I like only you should put. Not Karela snacks. So medicines are always bitter, but it's good for you. So that person is a medicine for you, for your own evolution. So for my own sake, I don't hate any being. Nirvaira sabhavu. Yaha means whosoever. Anyone who has these qualities, he is mat karmakrit, doing for my sake. Mat paramaha, taking me as a supreme goal. Mat bhaktaha, devoted to me. Sangha varchita, without any attachment. Nirvaira sarvabhuteshu. No enmity towards any being. Yaha, whosoever. Sa mam eti, he attains me. This Arjuna heard in chapter 11, last verse. Therefore he is asking, evam. Eva means thus. Thus means Mad Karmakrit, Mad Parma, Mad Bhatta, Sanghavachita, Nirvaida Sarva. That's what Eva. One word Eva goes all. Thus. Thus. Eva Satata Yukta. Satata Yukta means ever steadfast at all times. At all times this vision is not gone. Like whenever you see any gold ornament, the value of the ornament is because of gold. So any name and form you see, his vision is not gone. That's called Satata Yukta. So Evam Satata Yuktaye Bhaktaha. Ye Bhaktaha, those devotees. Ye Bhaktaha. Tvam Pari Upasate. Tvam means you. Pari Upasate, from all angles. Physically serving him. Emotionally feeling his presence. Intellectually think of him and working in the world. So Evam Satata Yuktaye Bhaktaha Tvam Pari Upasate. This is what had the vision. Then he asked, Yecha Api Anye. Others, who are they? The traditional technique. What is that? Reject the names and forms to realize the reality. Reject the plurality to realize the infinite reality. Yecha api aksharam. Aksharam. Ksharam means nashwaram, perishing. Aksharam, imperishable. Why imperishable? Because it has no form. That which has no form is imperishable. Anything that has form is perishable. Aksharam. Avyaktam. Avyaktam. Vyaktam means manifest, seen, perceived, felt, thought of. It's called Vyaktam. Avyaktam cannot be perceived, cannot be felt, cannot be thought of. Avyaktam. Pariyupaste. Those who are invoking, turning their attention in contemplation towards the nameless, formless, unmanifest reality. Tesham, these two. Which two? Those who are recognizing him in and through all the names and forms. One. And those who are rejecting the names and forms and contemplating on the imperishable, unmanifest reality. Tesham, among these two, Ke Yoga Vittamaha, who are the better knowers. This is what Arjuna asks. In your drawing room also you will be doing all this discussion. Which is better? Saguna worship or Nirguna worship? And we are not scientific like Lord Krishna. We are prejudiced. We are biased. If I am a Saguna worship person, what will I say? I will criticize Nirguna worship people. What people? Nirguna worship? Nirguna means no guna. Already he has no guna at all. No qualities, no good qualities, nothing, no guna. No wonder he goes for Nirguna. Criticize them like that. What about the Nirguni? Though they also criticize, and they have a little bit more intellectuals, they will criticize. Oh, what? Saguna worship? This man, early morning, he goes with a long stick in his hand and a hook on the stick and goes on the road, walking on the road, and any house, the plants are there, neighboring house plant, will pull the branch down and pluck the flowers. And you might have seen, I used to see this. And you see your garden flowers being plucked by somebody. Hey, you shout. And he looks at you. Bhagwan ke liye. Papi, Bhagwan ke liye. He'll tell you, papi. Papi means you are papi. Papi means you sinner. This is for the Lord. I am taking for the Lord. Not for me, for Lord, Bhagwan ke liye. Papi, you don't want to be papi. But aapke ghar mein bhi hai na. You have it in your house also, flower garden. Emergency ke liye. For my house, for emergency purpose. Other days I want to go and loot all the locality. This is what Saguna worship. They criticize. The Nirguna worship people criticize. The Saguna worship people. Saguna people worship. They criticize the Nirguna worship. Sitting in contemplation. What kind? Sitting and sleeping. What meditation? Meditation. They Saguna. And Nirguna, what? Worshipping stone. Stone has an ounce of intelligence. Worshipping stone, they criticize. Like this, each one criticizing. They are not seeing the principle behind. Krishna is not like us. He gives the data. With this data, you choose. So the second verse, Krishna answers to the question. So question, is it clear? Those who are recognizing Him in and through the names and forms, invoking Him through the names and forms, are they better knowers of yoga, yogavid, or rejecting the names and forms, rejecting the plurality in the caves of Himalayas, lost in contemplation, meditation of the nameless, formless, unmanifest reality? Are they better knowers? Who is better? So Krishna answers. Let us read chapter 12, verse 2. Verse number 2. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Veshya Mano Ye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetaha Te me yuktatama mataha. Sri Bhagavan Vacha, the Lord answers. See, nowhere in the world, nowhere in the Gita, Krishna says Sri Krishna Vacha, Keshava Vacha, nowhere. It's the Bhagavan Vacha. Who is Bhagavan? Very easy one. You should remember some three acronyms. One who knows CD, BD, IK is called Bhagavan. CD I know something. CD, compact disc. What BD? BD also I know. IKEA I know, but IK I don't know. It's only acronyms. CD means one who knows the creation and you know it. CD. BD, one who knows the birth and you're easily catching. Birth and death not only of the local around me, the whole, all beings. Birth and death of all beings. IK. What IK? One who knows ignorance and I give one and immediately you are able to give the other. So creation and dissolution, birth and death of all beings, ignorance and knowledge. One who illumines. You also know ignorance. Do you know Chinese? Do you know Chinese? Who knows Chinese? Fluently. Fluently. Immediately hand kept out. So, how do you know that you don't know Chinese? Oh, that I know. What? That I don't know. So ignorance also, you know. How do you know in English? Do you know? Swami, why will I come here if I don't know English? One old lady used to come and sit in my talk, right in the front, and always looking at my face. She was my inspiration. Whenever I am a little depressed by looking at others, I will look at her face and pump up some inspiration. Last day I asked, because of you, Amma, I could give my lectures. I really thank you for you. Very inspired. Your face was so shining, so joyful, cheerful, and I could inspire myself. I told her. She said, English, no. I said, English, no. What? I said, what do you mean English, no? Then I Hindi, English nahi aati. Pata nahi. English nahi. Then I used to see you enjoying, smiling. नहीं आपको देख के इतना खुशी हो गया, इतना आनंद. क्यों? 4 साल पहले मेरा बकरा गुम गया. बकरी और बकरा है क्या? ये भी बकरी गुम गया. बकरी means goat. Goat गुम गया. Goat got lost. Then what? Maybe bakri that was there, so got gone. So Then, but what connection? I said, you are enjoying it while 4 years ago, I lost my goat. What connection? Hey, आपका दाढ़ी है ना? maybe बकरा, not बकरी, बकरा. आपका दाढ़ी है ना? बिल्कुल मेरा बकरा तो. So उसको देखी इतना याद आ गया, इतना आनंद आ गया. So even if you don't know English, you will still enjoy my talk. So that's why you know English, isn't it? How do you know? I know. You don't know Chinese. How do you know? I know. So I know that I don't know, and I know that I know. Meaning what? Not knowledge and ignorance are at the intellect level. If the intellect knows, you say I know. If the intellect does not know, you say I don't know. Because today we are identified with the intellect. I know, I don't know is here. But that consciousness illumines what your intellect knows, what your intellect does not know. So he is knower of knowledge and ignorance of the intellect. So CD, creation, dissolution. BD, birth and death of all beings, of all forms also. Then ignorance and knowledge. Easy to remember, no? Bhagavan means one who knows. C, D, B, D, I, K. Sign language. Bhagavan answers. What does he say? Maya Veshya Manoyema. Maya Veshya. Maya is not Maya of Hindi. Mayi. In me. Mayi means in me. Because Krishna said, Mat karma krit, mat bhaktaha, mat paramaha. Mayi means in me. Aveshya manaha. Mind entering into me. Mind fixing on me. Mind placing the mind's attention in me. Maya Veshya Mano, Manaha, the mind. Ye, whoever, any devotee is placing the attention of his mind, intellect unto me. Fixing his attention of him and I unto me, a devotee. Nitya Yukta Upasate, ever steadfast, worshipping me, serving me physically, mind placing in me, physically serving me. Shraddhaya Parayopeta, with supreme Shraddha, Shraddha the intellect, supreme faith. See, all three levels. Manaha Aveshya. Nitya Yukta Upasate, Upasana is worshipping, serving. Shraddhaya Paraya Shraddhaya, with supreme faith, invoking me. So Krishna says all three levels. Take those devotees. Ne Yukta Tamamata, they are the best in the yoga. You should understand it carefully. Oh, Maya Veshama means mind placing in me. Swamiji, I am a devotee, Swamiji. Our devotion, this is the name of devotion, what all we do. When we go to the temple or the Lord, in front of the Lord, if you are standing in front of the Lord for a long time means you have a long list. Isn't it? I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, I want this. So when we go to the Lord, our mind is never with the Lord. Our mind goes off. Oh Lord, my child, you know my child, exams are coming and he doesn't study at all. Oh Lord, make him pass. We ask God, make him pass. Oh Lord, my uncle is not alright, my grandfather is not alright, please. Our mind we never give him. And all our Hindu gods, how are they sitting or standing? Lord Shiva is of course meditation. He can't hear any more of our Lord. Mostly Hindu gods are like this. Why? Give me laddu, give me peda. He doesn't want your laddu. Give me your mind. Give me your mind. And on my palm top, I will fix it and give it back to you. But we never give our mind. Physically we go to the temple. So since we take only the body to the temple, so something to be given to the body, isn't it? What is given? Prasad. The temple was very nice. Prasad was very nice. Chudar was so good. Pongal was very good. And I used to super. And some people go only to the basement. Temple. Only temple basement. And God is above. Because physically went to the temple. God said, physically He has made us complete. Physically we have evolved complete. The acme of evolution at the physical level. Anything more physically cannot be added. One more tail you want, you left the tail. Horns can come, no, that also gone inside. The grey horns went inside, they became the grey and white matter. That's the amen died. So physically, we have reached the acme of evolution. Done. Any more evolution is only here. Amen die. But place your mind's attention in me. But we never do that. You know. Chappals we have to keep out, isn't it? Why? Shoes, no shoes beyond this. Why? They saw me dirty the place. That is also true. But your shoes are made up of what? Leather. What is leather? This is leather. Oh, Swami, yours is leather. Yours also. Not just mine. Yours also leather only. This is leather. This leather, keep it outside. Only amen die you have to bring inside. But we don't bring that. So when you leave the chapel outside and all, in India, you should see all the jokes coming out. And they wear bold chapel to temple. They know that. And one boy, son asked Dad, Dad, can you buy me new slippers? Why? Go to temple. Why should I buy you new slippers? Go to the temple and you will wear. You understood immediately. And some people, when they will buy new shoes, they wear one chapel, they'll give in one corner, another chapel, another corner. And the professionals are watching it. And they tell, oh, that's a good one. 2 people go. There's a whole team. So 2 people go there, they leave one, because that also the 2 or they leave one there and take that. That one also is picked up somewhere only. And then go there. So this is what is the temple visit. So nobody gives the mind to the Lord. And Krishna is saying, Mai Aveshyamana. Place the attention of your mind unto me. Maya, the mind should glide unto Him, gravitate towards Him. Maya Aveshyamana. Nitya Yukta Upasate. Physically recognizing Him, serving the names and forms. Physically serving Him. Perceiving Him and serving Him, not any name and form. When you say serving the boss, when the boss says something, it is not my boss saying, it is Him saying through the mouth of my boss. If my spouse saying something, that's the boss I meant. When the spouse says something, it is Him, He that is saying through the mouth of the spouse. It is recognizing Him for Upasana, worshipping Him, serving Him through the name and form. Shraddhaya by intellect level, Paraya Shraddhaya. Supreme faith. Faith means what? Trust. Trust is a very nice word. You trust Him. Because we don't know what to take also. What to ask, we don't know. What to take, we don't know from OET. This happened to me when I was in Michigan. Gurudev, I think it was 90, I think. So I was sitting next to Gurudev, and one person came and he gave a bunch of photographs to Gurudev. And Gurudev opened the packet. It was all Gurudev's pictures. Same pose, a little different pose, but varieties of Gurudev's pictures. And I was peeking over Gurudev's shoulders, enjoying all the pictures. And Gurudev was seeing one by one. He was seeing very fast, browsing. And then he put it in and then he was putting it into the cover. When he was putting it, I said, Swami, may I see it? I asked. He gave the packet to him. And then Gurudev was reading. And I took the pictures. I was enjoying one by one. So many pictures. I thought, if I take one, what will he know? So one picture I kept slowly behind me. The rest, put it in the packet and gave it to Gurudev. He took it, he opened it, again opened up. So, give it. How did he know that? I don't know. What else will I gave it to him? Very sad, looking at him. One picture can't I take? Then he again opened up, took took out the best one and gave it to me. What I took was not the best. When we take, we may not. So if he takes away from you something, understand what? You are going to get the best. Isn't it? So whenever you got something and God took away mine, if he takes away means he will give you a better one. Best one in fact. That Shraddha must be there, that trust. This really happened. One of our members. I used to, in the olden days and all, I used to go to people's home. After the pain in the neck only, people who gave me, I don't go to the homes. Because we were traveling makes all the more, it increases the pain. So why to travel? So with the limited pain, maintain the teaching. So I used to go to the homes, and when they go to Bhiksha night, after the Bhiksha, the whole family comes up to the door to make sure that I go. And at the door also another half, Indians are at the door also another half an hour. Hari Om, another half an hour. And they were all telling, and I saw the girl, they have two children, and the 10-year difference of the children. The girl is 10 years younger to the brother. And he was behind me, and the girl was next to me. And he is telling, the boy, brother is telling, I will not. I could hear that, I will not. I didn't know what he's saying, I will not. But I see this girl just falling back. Blindly falling back. That fellow comes and holds. Isn't it? Even though he's saying, I will not, means he is trying to tell, I will not hold, he knows that something she is going to do. I will not hold you. I will not hold, he is trying to tell. But this girl just falls. And he runs and holds. That's called Shraddhaya Parayopeta. A sister can have how much more faith we should have in him. It's supreme faith. So all three levels of our personality must merge unto him to awake to a new dimension of consciousness. Even for sleeping, if you want to go to the sleep state, deep sleep state of consciousness, all three levels should converge and merge. The day you are having some physical pain, neck pain, you can't sleep. You have to sit and do meditation. Can't sleep. The day you are having some emotional worry, you can't sleep. The day you are having some intellectual disappointment, problem, you can't sleep. All three personalities must merge to sleep into a new state, deep sleep state. So to awake to the new state of consciousness, new dimension of consciousness, Maya Veshya Manoyema Nityayukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetaha Te Me Yukta Tamamata. They are the great knowers of yoga. What about others? Those who are invoking nameless, formless, what about them? Krishna tells next. So next two verses go together. Verses 3 and 4. We'll chant those two verses together. So when Krishna is giving about the path of contemplation meditation, instead of describing what is contemplation meditation, Lord Krishna dramatizes contemplation meditation. What it is, we will see. Let us see 3 and 4 together. Ye tvaksharamanirdesyam avyaktam pariyupasate sarvatra gamachintyam cha kūtasthamachalam dhruvam Sanniyam yendriyagramam Sarvatra samabuddhayah Te prapnuvanti mameva Sarvabhutahite Rathaha. Now on the other hand, Yetu, on the other hand, Aksharam, Anirdeshyam, Avyaktam, Sarvatragam, Achintyam, Kutastham, Achalam, Dhruvam, Parivaste. See, 8 pointers. So Lord Krishna is dramatizing contemplation meditation. What is contemplation? Turning the attention of M&I in a particular direction is called contemplation. What is meditation? Maintaining the attention in the very same direction you are awake. So turning the attention is called contemplation. Turning the attention in a particular direction and maintaining the attention in the same direction. So turning the attention is called contemplation. Maintaining is called meditation. The best example you can think of is, you do every night. You first turn in the left side, right side, back side, whichever is a convenient side for contemplation of sleep. Deep sleep. Then, having chosen a comfortable side, then what do? Maintain the attention of sleep. Then what happens? At a point, sound sleep. Sound sleep means with the sound sleep. So you are doing it every day, turning that attention to sleep and maintaining that attention to sleep, and you fall asleep. This you know. So to hear dramatizing contemplation. He said, Yaha. Yaha means those devotees. Devotees of the nameless, formless. Means those who contemplate and meditate on the nameless, formless reality. So Yetu Aksharam. That's why I didn't explain there. It's coming here. Aksharam. Ksharam means perishing. Anything that is perishing is called Aksharam. Aksharam. Imperishable. Imperishable. So Aksharabhyas you must have heard. Have you heard of Aksharabhyas? What happens in Aksharabhyas? Abhyas practice. Practice of Akshara. Akshara means alphabets. Like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABC. Next time won't you think with me? V, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, M, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Now I know my CBA. Next time won't you dance with me? No, Akshara, who does E and all, nobody, only A, B, C, D they do. So, why alphabet is called Akshara? Why alphabet is called alphabet? I don't know. But why Akshara? The letters are called Akshara in Sanskrit. Meaning the same changeless letters in all the changing words. Words are many and different, but same letters. Same 26 letters of English language in millions of words, billions of words. New words are coming up. See that? Same, changeless. So Akshara means changeless. So those who are contemplating on the changeless. How to contemplate on the changeless? Because anything I know changes. Isn't it? Whatever you know changes. You know objects, do they change? What about emotions? Not only your emotions towards others, others' emotions are towards you also change. Isn't it? This person told, how many 20 years we were very so close friends, like two bodies and one soul. We are like that. But this Thanksgiving, he told me to get out. And I told him, don't worry, he is an idiot. This man was very happy. Because he didn't understand what I meant. Because I thought he is an idiot because it took him 20 years to and I believe that I would have long ago kicked you out. He is an idiot, it took him 20 years. But this man was very happy because I didn't tell the whole sentence. He He's an idiot, Rudy here, that's all I say. He was so happy he left. And I am also happy that he left. Others' emotions towards you also change. What about your thoughts? Movement to movement changing. So OET change. What about your BMI? Your body, body, 20 years ago, how was it? You want a three-dimensional mirror to see this side, that side. Now what do you want? I don't fit in it something. I need a wider 3D. But I want a mirror which shows me thin and tall. That mirror I want now. They put some mirror outside. I mean, just before going out, that mirror, first you dress up, before going to work, you go and stand in front of it. You look tall and thin. And with a smile, you are so happy. These are your superimposition that you are thin and tall, and you go. Others have to suffer. So, body changes, mind changes, intellect changes. So everything is changing. Isn't it? When everything is changing, and what is God? Changeless. What does it mean? When I know everything is changing, and God is changeless, meaning there is no God. Isn't it? Do you accept? So, now Krishna saying I can't be. How do you know the change? That body is changing, mind is changing, intellect is changing, optics are changing, emotions are changing. How do you know? The knower of the change must be what? Changeless. Isn't it? So, the knower of the change or the knower of the change must be changeless. Known means knower of the known. Known is all changing. Knower of the known, knower of the change must be changeless. So how to know the knower? Knower of the known minus known. Isn't it? Knower of the known minus known. A plus B minus B. What else? A plus B minus B. B cancel. North Indians are worried. ये स्वामी बीबी कैंसर तो भाई क्या होगा? मेरा क्या होगा? South Indians don't know BB means wife. That's a recent husband. So BB is not that BB. So A plus B minus B, BB got what remains? A. This is your mathematics. So knower of the known minus the known. Known God. What remains? Knower. See, this is our mathematics. Knower of the known minus known God. You say knower. Knower of what? Because of the known, you got the knowerhood. If there is no known, you are called husband. Why? Because of unfortunate wife. If there is no wife, how can you be husband? It's a relative relationship, isn't it? Because of the known, you are knowing the known, therefore the knower. So knower minus known, knower of the known minus known God, knower also cannot remain. Let me give another example. Dreamer of the dream. Dreamer of the dream minus dream. Dream gone. Dreamer of the dream minus dream. Dream gone. Who remains? dream or something. When the dream is gone, how can there be a dreamer? A new state. What? The waker. Isn't it? The knower of the known minus known, known gone. New state, pure awareness, objectless awareness. That's what they use the word. Objectless awareness. Nyati matra. That alone, not an over. So, Etu Aksharam means changeless. Those are turning your attention to that. Means whatever I know, I turn my attention away from it. Not this, not this. Naiti, that's the term. Aksharam. Avyakna, Etu Aksharam, Anirdeshyam. Anirdeshyam. Na nirdesham cannot describe what it is. You describe the unknown. How do you describe the unknown? You saw few days ago with me one boy, and you asked Swami, who is that boy who was with you that day? That is Goku. Who is Goku, Swami? Ramu's brother. You had one doubt earlier. Who is Goku? So I start getting more doubts. Goku, Ramu's brother. Now you have two doubts. So you cannot indicate an unknown with another unknown. You are only increasing the ignorance. Isn't it? So you can describe the unknown with known. So I ask, hey, do you know that Dr. Ramarao? Dr. Ramarao I know. Ramarao's wives, brothers, sisters, sons are. Don't ask me to repeat it. Isn't it? There. Oh, our Ramaraos. You know our Rama from there. From the known alone, unknown can be indicated. Now, Ramarao's, his wives and all. Now, how to indicate, define him or describe him? Like him, there is nothing. Like the body, can't. Like the mind, no. Even food also, how you describe? What is adai? Because our Indians are experts in all those things. Adai means, what is adai? I say, adai is like dosai. See, you understood? Oh, adai is like dosai, oh, something. No. Vadai. Oh, vadai. What is vadai? Vadai is like donut. Oh, donut. See, you understood. So, vadai like donut, adai like dosa, immediately. But like this, you can't tell about that. Because there is nothing other than it. But we don't know about it. So, you can't nirdesham, you can't describe it. Anirdeshyam. Anything you describe is not that. Anirdeshyam. Paripasati, those who are contemplating and meditating. Aksharam, Anirdeshyam. Avyaktam. Vyaktam means manifest. Avyaktam, not manifest. Meaning, not manifest as the body or the mind or the intellect, not manifest as the object or emotion or thought. Meaning, your sense organs cannot perceive it. Sense organs cannot perceive it because unmanifest. Your mind cannot feel it, unmanifest. Your intellect cannot think of it, unmanifest. So not manifest to your senses. God, you cannot see. God, you cannot hear. You cannot smell God. What's the smell of God? Karpura smells. You cannot taste God. What is that? Kesari. You can't touch God. You can't even feel God. You can't even think of God. So you can't even think of God. Your intellect cannot think of God. Then what are we doing here? If my intellect cannot think of God, if my mind cannot feel God, what am I doing here? Then why am I coming here? So tomorrow chutti samajhe. That's why this path of contemplation meditation is a unique path. I should understand what Krishna is trying to indicate. Anirdesham means with the unknown you cannot indicate, unknown cannot be indicated with another unknown. The known only you can indicate. Known, all these are known to you. With this you can't indicate that. Therefore Anirdesham. Avyaktam not manifest to you as an object or emotional thought. Therefore Avyaktam Paripasate. Sarvatragam. Sarvatragam Vyomavat. Like Akash. Gone everywhere. Since he is gone everywhere, next word immediately. The next Achala will come. And Achintyam. Achintyam means you can't think of God. My intellect cannot think of God. If I cannot think of God, then what? Swami, how am I going to contemplate, meditate? Your intellect is like flash light. Imagine this. This is a beautiful example to think of. Our intellect is exactly like a flashlight. And a flashlight has a beam of light. With that beam of light, you can focus on anything and that will illuminate. So the flash of light, the beam of light can illuminate anything in a dark room. But there is one thing with that flashlight, with that beam of light, the beam of light cannot illuminate. What is it? One thing it cannot illuminate, can never illuminate. That beam of light cannot illuminate one thing. The flashlight also you can see a little bit on here. Tomorrow I tell you. Anybody knows? See, some of you know it. Good. Don't tell mistake. Okay, so time is up already. Time flies. Any announcement? Can you project that? See that? Do you see? 722. 711, 722. 711 you know. 722 to 816. 2019 summer camp starts. And there is an early registration also, and all those things you can find out the detail. See March. Till March 31st. April 1st is what?
Regular registration.
April 1st, don't fool yourself. Early registration ends March 31st. And 116. I think 108 will keep the limit, but we'll see if we can accommodate 116. Max 116. So better to do it before itself, so that only thing I want to tell you for summer camp, whatever you want to do, register or not register, I don't mind. But only thing, don't come to me. Swamiji, one seat. Don't come to me. If you want to come to me, there is only one clause. Come with 1 million. And I will make sure I will give you. If with 1 million you come to me. 1 million rupees, Swamiji, pounds. That may become 2 million. So 1 million, if you are coming, then come to me. That patram you have to read. Patram, pushpam, phalam, you are reading. So note down the dates so that no disappointment in future. So our intellect is like a flashlight. Remember that.